Henry, your other question was about the letter that we received or was sent to the Commonwealth's attorney yesterday evening, I believe. And you may have heard the story before about how we went about removing these racist Confederate monuments and symbols here in the city of Richmond. And after the injury that occurred in Portsmouth, we knew that it was urgent, that it was an emergency here in the city of Richmond as well, and to start considering removal of those monuments as soon as possible. So my team, I got Bob Stidell here, who's the Deputy Chief Administrative Officer for all things operations. My team started reaching out to a number of firms, several firms in the region, to seek their help in this removal process. I was not involved in any of those talks or that outreach. I was only informed later, after they were able to secure the services of Team Henry, about the selection of that contractor. Team Henry was the only one that was willing to take on the personal risk. Now, personal risk is real, right? That is why Mr. Henry, Devon Henry, chose to shield his name and the name of his company in the creation of NA LLC. It's some serious personal risk that you put yourself out there in removal of these racist symbols. And the things that people are willing to do to protect granite and bronze is unbelievable. Unbelievable. So I support Mr. Henry and what he did to protect not only himself, but also to protect the safety of his family and of his employees and staff as well. We've seen in other cities contractors having their cars essentially firebombed and faced with threats, and I can take it. You know, I signed up, I raised my hand to take an oath to lead this city 4 years ago, 3¾ years ago now. What I can't take is the sort of threats, the vitriol that is faced by contractors who are doing what I think is heroic work, putting themselves at risk, or members of my team as well. What is lost in this, and we should not be surprised, but after reaching out to several firms, that the only firm that stood up and raised their hand was a black-owned firm right here in Richmond. Should we be surprised? No, we shouldn't be surprised. Because Mr. Henry knew that the right thing to do was to step up when his community needed him. He loves this city, and that's why he was willing to take the risk. But no one should risk putting their family in danger. So I support the way he went about shielding his team and his family from that sort of vitriol. My team receives this vitriol almost daily now since July 1, prior to July 1. I can take it, whether it's on social media, phone calls, threats via the mail, I can take that. But should the young black man who attends to the phones at my office have to deal with that? No. No. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, this hate is real. It might be 2020, but some people still have an 1820 mindset. And I think that's what's missing in all this. This is a real human being with family. If you've seen the stories of what happened in New Orleans and other places, you think twice about letting folks know where you live. But you put your head down at night. So I'm proud of the work we did alongside Team Henry. It was heroic work. Heroic work. And it's my hope that he can stay safe and protected during these difficult times.
What can you say to people that might believe that you chose Mr. Henry because he contributed to your campaign and perhaps you allowed his name to be shielded for that reason? Can you respond directly to those folks?
The question was, what do I think about those who think that the contract was received by Mr. Henry because he was a contributor or supporter of my past campaign, and that's why I allowed for him to be shielded. As I stated earlier, I don't get involved in the procurement process, ever. That has been the practice of this administration, practice of my office from day one, and it was the practice that was followed through in the right fashion for this particular contract. I didn't know who NA LLC was until after the selection of the contractor. But as I stated earlier, I see why he would do that, and I support him in doing so. The hate and the vitriol that has been poured down on my staff and my team for doing something that's right, those statues cast a dark shadow on this city for a very, very long time. And when you remove those shadows, you're disturbing something as well. I recognize that. And we have been the target of that. We've been the target of that. Actually, you know, if you want to know why someone would want to shield their identity, I'll play you something. And you tell me whether or not you would shield yourself from this sort of vitriol. Bear with me.
A message received July 30th at 10:29 a.m.
Yeah, I just read a thing here about the mayor there was going to put a slave museum and monuments down in Shockoe Bottom. Let me tell you something. You did not protect the monuments that were there. My name is Staples Mill Road. Yeah, you might have heard of that. I've been around that city since before, my family has before the Civil War. So let me explain something to you. You're a racist piece of shit. So is your whole party. You're a member of the racist party. And if this goes up, you have not seen the destruction like you have seen so far. Because we will march into there and tear that son of a bitch to pieces. You hear me? We're not going to put up with your racist bullshit. Yeah, you went to Tab High School. Big deal. You went to a bullshit high school, too. But you're a moron, dude. You're a racist. You believe in that Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. 14% of this country is black, and y'all think that you're going to run the whole country and turn it over and make white people your slaves now? You have lost your cotton-picking mind, son. You're nothing but a racist. You hear me? You're a racist, boy. That's all you are. Blacks are racist, and you're the biggest. I got a lot of black friends, and you're the biggest racist that I've ever seen in a black person, and I've run across many of them in my 66 years. You're a piece of shit, dude.
Received July 30th at
Daily, in 2020. It just makes me mad, it makes me emotional. So when people think that this is about a contract or anything of the sort, this is not about any of those things. That is just about shielding from what this is really about. And you heard exactly what this is about.
And to challenge that just a little bit, Kim Gray, who's sent this letter to the Commonwealth's attorney, she is a Black woman. So I'm not sure if her intentions are racist, because that's what it sounds like you're implying.
No, I can't speak to Ms. Gray's intentions at all. All I know about what we're experiencing, and also we should not shy away from the fact that her voting record speaks for herself. She was an obstacle for the removal of monuments in this city for a couple years. So I don't know who or what she might be catering to or whatnot. All I can do is speak to my experience and the experience of my staff, both Black and white, who deal with this vitriol each and every day. You're gonna have to ask Ms. Gray about her intentions.